Welcome back to Coin Mojo. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell.
Hey guys, how you doing? Ron from Coin Mojo. I figured it was time I put a face with the voice. This video that I'm putting out right now today is basically an accumulation of all the things that I found in the month of March. This month I was able to start my orders up again. I normally have standing orders up until COVID hit last year. I started coin roll hunting in 2005. I came across some half dollars on a tray at a bank, and it took me back to my childhood when I collected coins, and I hadn't seen half dollars in a long time. So I asked the teller if I could purchase the half dollars, and she said sure. She said, I got $110 if you'd like, and I said, okay, I'll buy those. And I got them home, I searched through them, and I actually found a 1956 Ben Franklin in mint condition, and I looked it up on the internet and found out it had a value of about $16 in that condition. And so the next week I asked if she had any more, and she said no. And I thought, well, maybe I can try a different bank. So I went to a different bank and I asked, and I got a handful here, and I tried another bank, and before you know it, I was doing this on my lunch breaks quite often. Through that process, some of the tellers told me that they could order boxes, so I ordered boxes. And shortly after that, I came across a mega box where I scored over 300 silver coins in a $500 box. There was some aches and pains, growing pains and processes. I started looking on the internet to see if anybody else was doing that, and I came across a site called TreasureNet. On there, I started blogging pretty regular, and then in 2009, when I was laid off, I pretty much did coin roll hunting 20, 30 hours a week. I spent the better part of my days searching through the coins. I found a lot of silver back then. Silver hadn't quite gone up yet. It was around $15, $12 to $15 an ounce, and I started hoarding silver. And shortly thereafter, 2010, silver started to make that move. It hit 20, then it went to 30. It actually peaked at 45 back in 2010, 2011. And right after that, I think a lot of people started coin roll hunting, and you know, the silver got cold pretty fast. And in the beginning, I was finding anywhere from 5 to 7, you know, as many as 50 in a box. And like I said, the one box I scored over 300. I had picked up a couple other boxes where I found over 140 percenters. I've had boxes where I pulled 50 Ben Franklins, and other boxes where I pulled a dozen Walking Liberties. I found a barber half here and there. Sometimes I find barbers in customer roll coins. One box I found 3 barber halves in a single box. I was pretty excited about that. Probably over the years I may have found 20 tops. Walking Liberties, I saved most of the Ben Franklins, but I sold off a lot of it when silver went up, and I was kind of looking forward to selling off some silver last year, and then COVID hit. So all the coin shows in this area were canceled due to COVID, and as a result of COVID, my boxes got canceled. I couldn't get any boxes. I couldn't even go in the lobbies of the banks. I was in the house for literally 3 months. I don't think I left to do anything other than go grocery shopping, and I was working from home. Anyway, I want to shout out to Rob Finds Treasure, Half Dollar Make You Holler, Treasure Town, Enigma Coin, Diggin' Dave, AG Coins, as well as other YouTubers like Part-Time Pickers, What the Hales, Chris Kubel, Tom Finds Treasure, Pam's Coins, and last but not least, all of my subscribers. I'm up to 74 as of today. Thank you very much for subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell. I intend on adding more content as time goes on. Today's video will be focused on the month of March. I think I probably went through close to $20,000. I have standing orders now, again, with 2 banks for 2 boxes of halves and a box of quarters from each of those. I also cold call banks going to and from, and I also do the Coinstar finds. You know, I have banks are next to grocery stores and Walmarts and things like that, and so I'll pop in and take a walk through and reach in there and grab whatever's in the change return. In addition to that, when I return my coins, I have a bank that has a coin counter right in the lobby, and when you're an account holder with them, it doesn't cost anything to return the coin. And oftentimes there's change in their coin return or in the trash can next to the coin machine. And I find a lot of foreign coins and other miscellaneous things, and so I do that too. So I'll be posting things like Coinstar finds, and I hope to add to my videos with videos about the coins that I did find over the years. I want to do videos on Indian head pennies and videos on nickels and buffalo nickels. And I've got, one time I walked in a bank and one of the tellers asked if I was interested in buffalo nickels, and I thought, well, okay, yeah, if you got a couple, sure. And she literally had $40 worth of buffalo nickels, and 90% of them were dateless. So I may want to do a video on using Nicodate on those and things like that. So stay tuned, hit that bell, and subscribe, like, and comment. I plan to build this channel, and I've got a lot to share. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video.
Okay, so here we go. Coin roll hunting, March 2021. This will be a review of all the things I've found in the last month. When you're searching whatever you can buy, you can find a lot of stuff. You're not going to find it if you're not looking for it. So I have standing orders for halves and quarters now, since the COVID has opened up things around here in Michigan. It's a kind of overall view. I did come across a customer dump of some copper pennies. Represents a bulk of it here. Along with that, I come across Canadian coins and foreign coins. Most of those are coming in Coinstar finds, and some junk, a couple 2009s, some better condition memorials, Canadian nickels, Canadian Olympic series, better condition nickels, quarters, which will go into a book, and I'll replace anything that may not stand up to those. In addition to that, we find crushed pennies. Tools of the trade, you have to have the red book and the blue book, I feel. The blue book kind of gives you the dealer price they'll pay, and the red book is what you're hoping to get for it. Come across a lot of $2 bills. Whenever you're asking for coins, they also ask you if you want $2 bills. My half-dollar boxes haven't been very fruitful this month, so it kind of pushed me into searching for nickels, dimes, and quarters and pennies as well. I did come across a handful of silver. It hasn't been good. 2 64s and half a dozen 40%ers. Looks like I got 6 cameo proofs there. These are novelty coins, aftermarket. They'll repunch them as a memorial for Kennedy's presidential 25-year anniversary, 20 and 25. I found dozens of those. We have a frosted, or not a frosted, but a satin finish, a couple more later date NIFCs. Those are my W quarters, which I didn't even know about until a couple months ago. This, a couple war nickels. There's a 4th W. Looks like I've got 4 out of the 8 so far. A couple 64 dimes, a couple 64 quarters. None of the silver quarters or dimes that I found were anything beyond 1964, and that's okay. So a little closer look at these cameo proofs, mostly in the 80s. They're all in pretty good shape too. They're impaired proofs, so they won't really not worth that much, but I save every one of them. I have a 64D and a 64 Philadelphia Mint. As a result of searching for the quarters, I did come across a couple proof quarters as well. Nice cameos there. A couple San Francisco Mint quarters. These are in a little bit rougher condition, but an S Mint is lower mintages, so those will also get added to the pile. The pennies that you saw in the beginning of the video here, this is those will be searched thoroughly later on. There's just so much to look at, and I don't have the microscope yet, so when I get one, I can start looking for DDOs and things like that. So another thing that happens is you come across customer tags, and they say you can find Jesus anywhere. And this month I found Jesus in a box of $500, half dollars. I do see tags quite frequently, and sometimes I'll double tag it. I'll tag it again. That was a redneck that I added a blue streak to, so this is the third time I've seen this half dollar. We do work in a closed system. I got a guy here in Michigan. He's looks like he uses tin snips to tag his coins, and unfortunately, this is really a bad thing to do. You don't want to do this. Don't do this. The coins get stuck in the coin return. I don't roll my coins up. I take them to a machine and run them through. Literally takes me 5 minutes to run $1,000 worth of halves through. But whenever one of these things gets stuck in the machine, I got to call the teller over, and it's just not a good thing. So if you're going to tag, use a Sharpie. It doesn't hurt the coins, doesn't hurt the machine, and I would only tag a coin that no one would want for their collection. So take a look at this. I'm going to put some out there, and maybe you can find one of my coins. This magnet's a good thing to have when you're dealing with Canadians, as much as I do. They did make silver Canadian 80% prior to 1967, and those won't stick to the magnet. So it's a quick way to call out the steelies, or the steel Canadians. Bubble's a good thing to have if you don't have a microscope. Your older eyes can pick out some dates and look for a couple of things like wide ands and things like that on pennies. So, like I said, when you're asking for half dollars and big dollars, they ask you if you want any $2 bills, and of course, I won't pass on anything. In this particular case, she said a customer turned in a stack of minty fresh $2 bills in series, and so this is a $50 stack or 25 $2 bills, and they are truly fresh off the press. It looks like these are a 2017 series. The numbers run from 51 up to 75 in this pack here. I'm just trying to give you a better close-up look of the condition of these coins. There's no creases, no folds. They're in really great shape, and I guess I'll hang on to them, see if I can peddle them at the coin show, next show. The shows around here have been canceled the last year, so I'm really itching to get out to a show. I think they're starting to open up. There's at least one or two shows a month in this area, and like I said, for the last year, everything's been kind of shut down. I'm not really into collecting paper money, but I won't pass on a nice thing. Some of you may not realize it or know that Canadian nickels are pure nickel, or 90%, I believe it is 90 or 99%. And then after 1982, they ran with, I believe it's a 25% nickel content. Obviously, the war nickels, or the nickels during the wartime between 42 and 45, carried a 35% silver content. I pulled anything older than 1940, or if it's in better condition, anything beyond 1940. I will set them aside, compare them to what I have in a book, and add it to the book if I find a better condition coin. Most of these have a lot of mint luster still on them, and fine details. So these will get added to the book if they pass or supersede what I've already got in the book. This one, although it's cruddy, it's got some good detail in it. So we flip these nickels over. These are the ones from the 40s. I believe I got a 1940 S there. And the S minted 40 nickel carries a slight premium. And I think they were a lower mintage. I'm going to show you out of the red book. And what you're seeing here is a 1940 S is 35 cents in VF20, which carries a slight premium over the rest of the nickels from the 40s and even a 39. You can spot the war nickels right off. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can rush through a roll. These are crushed pennies. This one's from California. I'm in Michigan. We have a place called Frankenmuth. It's kind of like a Christmas town. They sell Christmas ornaments and things like that all year round. One of the things about crushed pennies, if you're a crushed penny person, you'll figure out how to place the penny in the machine so that the dated side of the coin is on the back and you'll be able to see the dates. Another aspect of coin roll hunting is you come across a lot of damaged coins. So I'll call all those out, set them aside. I'll spend them because I can't run them through the machine. Again, it's one of those things that they'll either eat them or jam the machine up. Most of these coins look like they were either laying in the road, or some of the coins, like you'll see these $50 here, looks like they were in a fire. And some unusual things about it is they actually have bumps in them, and I think they're just blistering because the clad layers are separating, possibly. Not really sure what causes that, but where that bubble is, there's no dent on the other side, so it's actually a bubble, not a dent. So that must be from the heat of a fire. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff to pull aside. I hate it when I get a nice weedy or a collectible coin that's been damaged, but it is what it is. That could get just thrown in the copper pile. Out of the Eisenhowers, I set these three aside to double check to make sure. I save all the ones with the Type 1 lettering on the bicentennials. It carries a slight premium, but only in mint state 63 condition, as I'm going to show you here. The Type 1 is what I'm looking for in the 72. I didn't have the Type 1. I believe I had the Type 2. In addition to finding unusual coins, I get the foreign coins. Most of the foreign coins will come out of the Coinstar finds or in the trash next to the coin return at the bank. Being in Michigan, we do find a lot of Canadian, so I'm pulling all the Georges and the Young Heads. I also pull all the Rock Doves. I don't know why, but started doing that when I was younger and continue today. Flipped them over so you can see the dates. Most of the Georges are in the 40s, but this last one on the end here is from 39, so nice to find an 80-year-old coin from Canada in coin roll hunting. The young heads go up to, I believe, 64. I only saved the ones from the 50s. So this is the weedy cents that I found this month. Probably pulled about 50, I would say, in addition to some S-mints that I'm going to show you here. The oldest one that I got this month was a 1919P, and this one's from the 20s. The bulk of them, the rest of them, I should say, are from the 40s and 50s. About a split, even mix between 40s and 50s. Seems like 46, they must have minted millions of them, or billions of them. they're all in pretty decent shape. I did get 2 or 3 that were green and crusty, and those will probably just get thrown in the copper pile as well. Giving you a good close-up look of all the Wheaties, because we do love the coins, right? We like to look at them. These all seem to be in pretty good shape. After a while, you can spot a Wheatie just when you lay the roll out, and they stand out pretty good. The older ones definitely, because you can tell that they've been worn a bit. So these are all the memorials from San Francisco. These are from the 70s. Some of them have a little bit of mint luster on them. These are the San Francisco mints from the 60s. Got a 68, a couple 69s here. The 69 Philadelphia minted penny is in a lower mintage, so I'll save all those, especially if they're in decent condition. These are those crusty Wheaties that, unfortunately, this one is the only S mint that I got out of the Wheaties this month, and it's pretty crusty. So that 58 was in pretty good shape. This one shows a little bit of mint luster on it, so, or I'm sorry, that's a 70. 70D. These two 2015s had an unusual color to them. They were a little more orange than they were red or brown. So I pulled those aside too. I'll have to look them up to see what else I got there. Not sure if these 3, I believe the one on the end, the 64, looks like it came out of a mint set. It has a lot of mint luster, and it's pretty clean. Probably hasn't been in circulation long, but it's now mine, and it will get put in a flip, and I'll hang on to that one. Nice sharp details on that one. Coming close to the end here. I think that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, that's the Coin Mojo's results of the month of March 2021. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit that bell. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next video. Coin Mojo out.